beautiful Karina, my lovely Prometida, and we're waiting for our NOA2 letter to arrive at the mailbox right out here on the street at my house here in Florida, at our house, Karina and I's house. And our NOA1 letter is dated April 18th, 2022. And we're just waiting and waiting, like you guys are, which is no problem. It's a process put in place by Homeland Security, the U.S. government. And Karina is from Caracas, Venezuela, but she's a legal resident, permanent resident of Bogota, Colombia since July of 2018. And I live in the panhandle of Florida near Pensacola, north of Navarre Beach. And Navarre Beach is where we're going to get married once we get this visa adjudicated. But this video, ladies and gentlemen, is about Japan, the U.S. Embassy in Japan, visa processing and the process there. Beautiful, beautiful country, Japan. I've never been, but I know it's a beautiful country. Now, once your K1 visa is approved, you get your NOA2 letter, okay? And but USCIS Service Center will do that, and they'll mail you, Mr. Sponsor, Ms. Sponsor, your I-797 notice of approval. And it will be mailed to you, or if you hired an attorney, you won't see it, Mr. Sponsor. It will go to your attorney. The petition is then sent to the National Visa Center after about 3 months sitting at USCIS. Give them about 3 months for additional processing, and then it will be transferred to the embassy in Tokyo or the consulate in Naha with jurisdiction over the beneficiary's place of foreign residence. Okay, wherever your beneficiary lives in Japan, it's either going to be Tokyo or Naha where the visa gets mailed to for the visa processing. So once the MVC has finished processing your case, you will be notified that your case, Mr. Sponsor, Ms. Sponsor, has been sent into Tokyo or Naha. Now this transfer will take about 3 weeks, okay? So please don't contact Tokyo or Naha during this time. Don't contact the embassy in Japan for the first 3 weeks after you receive notification it's been mailed there by the MVC. They won't be able to help you, okay? Until they receive the case. It could take 3 weeks to get there. And then upon receiving the beneficiary's file from the MVC, Tokyo or Naha will mail the beneficiary instructions. So Ms. Beneficiary, Mr. Beneficiary, make sure you have a good email address, so that you will be able to complete the next steps of completing your application for your K1 visa, okay? The beneficiary will not receive these instructions, until after the visa unit at Tokyo or Naha receives the visas, the applicant's file from the National Visa Center, okay? You got that? You got it? All right. It's easy. Okay, now, so after receiving instructions from Tokyo or Naha, each person applying for a visa will, regardless of how old they are, must complete and submit Form DS-160 online, okay? And now, parents of, the beneficiary who has young children may help complete the application for any minor children. Then you must print out the application confirmation page and bring it with you to your interview. Next, you create a profile, okay? Please create a profile after you log in. Please click Update Profile and complete the information. Now, this is in the SEAC system, and you're going to get instructions on how to do this, okay? And the embassy says, do not schedule an appointment at this step. You will schedule an appointment at a later part of the process. First, they want you to assemble the documents for your visa application. So you get all your documents together for your visa application, and they send you a checklist on what you need, okay? And then you're going to figure out whether your visa interview is going to be in Tokyo or in Naha, and they will contact you before the interview. And keep copies of everything for your records, okay? You then pay the visa fee and schedule the interview, okay? Once you've obtained all your documents for your case, you may schedule an appointment for your interview, okay? So you log into the profile, click schedule, look for schedule, or schedule appointment, excuse me, and then to pay your visa fee and read the bank and payment options. They will explain to you how to pay for this thing, okay? Keep your payment receipt number, your MERV receipt, okay? you will need it to book your visa appointment. So you got to have the receipt after you've paid your visa fee to schedule your visa appointment. So once you got your medical exam done and you bring that to the embassy in Naha or Tokyo, you attend your visa interview. Okay, all K visa applicants, K1, K2, regardless of how old you are, you must have a visa interview in person at the embassy. Whether you're a baby or whether you're 100 years old or older or younger, you gotta have a face-to-face. Arrive on time for your interview. Business casual would be my recommendation for clothes, and plan on being at your interview, sitting down and waiting for a couple of hours. And then at your interview, the consular officer will tell you if your visa is approved or denied, okay? Or if any additional information is required to finish processing your case. Got it? Once your visa is approved, your passport will be taken from you, Miss Beneficiary, and your children, and give the immigration folks 7 to 10 days to process the K1 visa into your passport after the interview. So about 7 to 10 days after your interview, you get your passport back. And it could take longer, okay, for some cases if they have to do extra administrative processing. And normally you're going to receive a sealed packet containing your application documents. Don't open this packet. You're sitting on the plane flying to America. Don't open the packet because you're being nosy. Don't do that, okay? It's got to be sealed. Only the Border Patrol officer can open it when you arrive in the USA. U.S. Customs and Border Protection officials are the ones that will open that packet. Okay? You got that? Very important. Now, once you get your passport back, if it says this right here, IV Docs in CD, if that is annotated in your immigrant visa, that means your visa application is digital. Okay? And you will only receive your passport, but the visa is digital. And so that's important information to know too. You won't find this stuff out unless you watch this channel, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is your channel, okay? And then sometimes, in very rare circumstances, you will receive a sealed packet containing documents along with your passport, even if your visa application is digital. So if it's digital, you won't get a packet of information. And if it's digital, you could get a packet of information. And the K1 visa is generally valid for one single entry. You use it one time to enter the USA, and it's good for 6 months from the date of the medical exam. So whatever the date is on your medical exam, that's when the clock starts on your K1 visa before it times out. Okay, guys, you got that. Very important. Now, having possession of this K1 visa, it's a good thing. You went through all this trouble to get this far. Okay, possession of the visa is no guarantee of admission into the United States. An immigration officer at the border, U.S. port of entry, will make the decision on your final admissibility to the USA. Okay, and once you are admitted to the U.S. as a fiancé, you have 90 days to get married. Okay, and report the marriage to U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS. Do it in 90 days. Get your adjustment of status done within 90 days. No, okay? That's not 3 months. 3 months, forget 3 months. 90 days. Count days, okay? Not months. And the U.S. Embassy is in Tokyo, where you will go for your visa interview, and the jurisdiction for this embassy, this is the jurisdiction right here. I'll just post it right here so you can see the jurisdiction. And then I'll put the phone number right here. Okay, guys, this is Tokyo. Now, the address to the embassy in Tokyo is right here. Okay, and now I want to talk about Naha, the U.S. Consulate General in Naha. The address for the U.S. Consulate General in Naha is right here, and those are the two places that you're going to get your K1 visa put into your passport, either in Tokyo or Naha. Okay, now, the number of K1 visas that were approved in Japan in fiscal year 2022, number of approvals is 260. Okay, and soon you'll be in that boat, in that category, creating data for your K1 visa. The average processing time to get into the embassy for a visa interview is 52 to 65 days. depending on the workload, okay? 52 to 65 days. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Don't forget the live stream on Wednesdays at 5 p.m., Saturdays at 7 p.m., and Sundays at 11 a.m. Watch the live stream, ask me questions, trip me up, see if you can trip me up with questions. I'm not an immigration attorney, there's no legal advice, it's just educational from my years and years and years of experience processing successfully K-1 visas. See you at the live stream.
I'll be back.